Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today. We are very pleased to be able to welcome those of you that have been with us for a long time now, as well as those that have just joined the Foundation for Women. Today marks our 23rd birth anniversary, and we are very proud to be able to host it here with all of you. Wow, what a year it's been! 23 years of service to humanity. It's such a milestone. Before we get started, I would like to see who are here. So I ask that you please turn on your video and mute your microphone. Also, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you that have worked generously to make this day a success. A special thanks to our CEO and our associates for making this day a reality. In today's celebration, I would like to focus on all of our old and new sponsors, supporters, and donors who have joined us since our inception. You have all been chosen to be part of our organization due to our mutual passion for humanity and to eradicate poverty on the planet. Your passion helps us all to unite, and the energy we create is what allows us to achieve our goals. The worldwide crisis of COVID-19 has impacted us all, so we'll begin with an overview of FFW's approach and programs. After that, we want to tell you some special stories about the impact of our work. Then we will finish with sharing our plans for the future, which is where you all come in. At this point, I would like to welcome our founder and CEO, Deborah Lehon, for the sharing of our overview. Deborah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Moses. Thanks. And thanks and welcome again to all of you. I'm just thrilled. To spend this time with you. So it's amazing. 25 years ago now, I went to a Rotary meeting and I heard a speaker talking about poverty. And I learned that I was in 20% of the population that shares 94% of the wealth, and that there was another 20% of the population that shares less than 1% of the wealth. And I had, at that point, been working globally for over a decade. So I knew what that 1% of the population, that 20% of the population sharing less than 1% of the wealth, I knew what that looked like. And it was mostly women and children all over the world. But I never knew I could do anything about it. And the speaker that morning introduced me to something called microfinance and a gentleman by the name of Dr. Muhammad Yunus. And I went up to the speaker after the presentation and said, I need some referrals to some of these programs. And he gave me some. I bought an around the world airplane ticket and went by myself and looked at these programs, and I have never stopped doing this work since. I was in awe. So I came back from that adventure and started enrolling as many people as possible as I possibly could in this idea of putting together some way to support women and children whose voices are not heard. And that really became the birthing of the Foundation for Women. So 23 years ago today, we offered our first ever program to the global community. And that was long before the internet was active and texting and whatever. We sent notices out through whatever network we had and just said, come see if you wanted to learn something about the Foundation for Women. And to our great surprise, more than 250 women showed up at that first ever gathering, and they have not stopped coming ever since. So the whole premise of this work has been, if a lot of us can do a little, instead of one or two of us doing a lot, the impact that we can have on making systematic, global change. So we started right away in that very first year, 1998, partnering with an organization in India, and grew a microfinance program there from 100 women to 1.5 million women, now the fourth largest microfinance organization on the planet. And then partnered with an organization in Zambia who was providing hospice care to people who were dying in the AIDS crisis. And then found our way to South Africa, where we funded a program for youth heads of households. And then our former ambassador to Niger joined our board when she retired from the Foreign Service. And so we got invited to fund and create some microfinance programs in West Africa, in Niger. And we were in Niger working when the first ever female president of an African nation was elected in Liberia. And that was such a phenomenal thing that's what got me and Ann Lovell to Liberia just after her inauguration. And that has started an adventure I never dreamed possible, because what we've been able to do in Liberia is really create something that we believe in tremendously, called collective impact for social change. We started out offering just microfinance loans to women and have funded more than 50,000 women across the country in 14 of the 15 counties. But when Stanford came out with this research about collective impact, basically saying, you know, if you're in it by yourself, get over it. Find people who are smarter than you and do things that you don't do, and start holding hands with each other. So in 2013, we attracted an education partner called Edify, and we started funding low-fee independent schools. And then a couple of years later, our founding board chair, who's very interested in healthcare, helped us launch a program to help independent community health clinics in Liberia, and started our partnership with Angela Benson and her husband Jimmy in Benson Hospital. And most recently, we've signed a partnership agreement with Habitat for Humanity. So we're going to start giving housing loans to people this month. So that, and along with other fabulous partners like Q, who's on the call today, and Eric, who's on the call today, we're really perfecting this collective impact model. And Helen has joined the collective impact model with her work with Safe Conversations. We're just so believing that all of us who do what we do best, if we can all hold hands with each other, we can really have the greatest impact on really creating a much better world for everybody. So I'm really blessed and honored to be here with all of you today. I thank you so much for believing in this work. And I want to introduce you now to just my dearest sister, Dr. Angela Benson. We met in the middle of the Ebola crisis, and it's turned out to be the greatest gift that Ebola ever gave to the world, that we got to be sisters. So Angela is on our board and a major partner of ours in our work in Liberia. And I welcome you, and I'm so honored to introduce you all to Angela Benson.
Thank you. Thank you, Deborah and Moses. And congratulations to you and Foundation for Women. So great to see all of you here this evening for Liberian time. I know afternoon for most of you. Just as Deborah has said, we met during the Ebola crisis in Liberia, and that is 2014. And we connected because of the good humanitarian work that she's doing, trying to raise funds and Ebola materials, PPEs, to protect people from getting Ebola in the US, and met a sister of mine there, and they connected. And from then on, we've never stopped talking to each other and working together. And I just want to emphasize the work of Foundation for Women in Liberia, particularly in the 4 sectors. The 4 sectors she just mentioned started with what? The micro loan to help women, market women, improve their businesses, small businesses. And now they can feed their children, they can send their children to school. Then with partnership with Edify, get into education, and children can go to school and learn. And that is when you develop the nation from education. And then I said, if Foundation for Women can be so successful in education, why not health? And we know that health is a big challenge in Africa, especially in Liberia, where we have a weak health system. And we have a lot of community health clinics in and around the capital doing the best they can, delivering primary health care mainly to Liberia's endemic diseases. And so we had this partnership with Foundation for Women, giving microloan to community clinics. And we have now about 50 network of excellent community clinics. And these clinics are doing fantastic work in terms of providing quality health service and in terms of reaching out to monitor themselves. So Benson Hospital is partnering with Foundation for Women to continue that work, and we hope that we can scale up and move on to building on to systemic change. And then we have the newest of is the housing loan, which Deborah has talked about with partnership with Habitat. But all of this work is hinged upon collaboration and partnership, where we said we have to work together and sit at the table for Liberia for collective impact. With that kind of collective impact, you have a lot of brain rather than one brain doing things. And then with that, you have diversity, you have innovation, and you have transformation. And we hope that we can build up and have scaling up of the system that is reaching more than just a few number of people or thousands, but reaching whole population of the country. And if you look at the Sustainable Development Goal that has been promulgated by the United Nations, the #1 Sustainable Development Goal is eradication of poverty. And that says a lot. If the work that Foundation for Women has been doing for these 23 years hinges on eradication of poverty and then helping on with other sectors through collaboration, connection, partnership, and scaling up the work they are doing into now systemic change. So we hope that with all of you here, we have to look forward to another 23 years and beyond us and beyond that, and see where we can take Foundation for Women. Thank you. Back to you, Moses.
Thank you, Deborah and Dr. Benson, for such a wonderful overview. Now, I would like to welcome one of our strong and special supporter, Jennifer. I heard that you have a special story connected to why we are celebrating today. So we ask that you please share with us those special stories.
Thank you, Moses. I'm really happy to be a part of this today. I met Deborah about 15 years ago, and I have watched her work through the Foundation for Women, met so many of the women borrowers of the organization, and seen how many lives have been changed. And as she said recently, the organization started as a connection organization. It's just the coolest thing to watch everyone to join this call and how everyone knows one another. And we're, if you could connect the dots on a globe, we've got it covered. So that's just super cool. So I'm here because I have a story I'd love to share. It's about my brother, David Brown. I met him through Deborah about 4.5 years ago. Deborah sent out an email, and she shared with Foundation for Women Supporters that she had 2 friends who hadn't had food for their family for 4, maybe 5 days. And I read it late at night, and it really just stopped me in my tracks. A parent myself, I just couldn't imagine. I just couldn't imagine. And all I could think was, if that was me, I just know deep in my heart that someone would help me. I don't know who, but I know someone would. And so I contacted Deborah and let her know we'd love to support this family. And she said, and encouraged me, she said, thank you so much, but I want you to meet David. I want to connect the two of you. And so what has transpired over the last 4.5 years is just one of the most special parts of my life. It's this newfound global friendship that I have, and we have. When we first met, Deborah just sent me his email, and I thought, well, what do I say? So I asked him a few questions, and the very first thing that we discovered was how much we have in common. We were both parents of daughters. We had shared birthdays. Oh, and I see your smiling face. Hi, David Brown. He just joined. David and I, we talk on the phone. We do FaceTime. When Deborah travels from America to Liberia and back, she exchanges letters between our children. I've watched David get married, welcome a 5th baby to his family. And, we celebrate the joys of life together, and we worry about each other. And it is just a really special friendship. It's one that I will carry my whole life long. And what I learned from him and what my children learn from being friends with David's family is just something that you can't encapsulate. It's just the best thing ever. It's very, very, very enriching. And what is so easy for me and my family to do means so much to him, I know. And when you have choices to make, like, do you send your children to school this semester? I can't imagine not helping him. So, and like I said, he's certainly enriched our life more than we have his financially. So I thank the Foundation for Women for connecting me to the David Brown family. And I just so believe in the work because I think that through human connection, just like we've discovered in joining this call today, that is what is going to make the world different and better. I love you, David Brown.
We love you, David Brown.
I know we can't hear him, but hopefully we can fix that here before call-ins. I am going to pass this to my new friend Q, who is in Liberia as we speak. So he can also share with you the impact of the work that he sees through the Foundation for Women. So Q, I'll hand it to you.
So thank you so much, Jennifer. Can you hear me? I'm getting the feedback. Jennifer, what a powerful story. I think one thing that connects all of us tonight is beyond just the Foundation for Women is the leader of this foundation, somebody who is amazing at connecting the human spirit with another human spirit in order to have impact take place. I'm just thrilled to be connected with all of you guys tonight and being able to have this opportunity to share a little bit about my experience with Deborah and the Foundation for Women. The more time we spend facing our challenges, the more it appears that challenges are simply opportunities for dreamers. Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf once stated, if your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough. The truth is, the only people that can truly help transform a nation like Liberia are people whose dreams are bigger than the crisis we face in Africa's oldest independent republic. People who are thinking way beyond the surface of the crisis they see. People who will not pack up and leave due to the hardness of the society. People who are thinking beyond a lifetime of impact, perhaps more about the next 50 to 100 years to come. This has been my experience knowing Deborah and the Foundation for Women. For me, it is so much bigger than giving microloans to women. It is not only about revitalizing schools or empowering community clinics, but for me and my observation, it has it is about meeting people in their darkest despair, to believing that it is possible to rise above the crisis they face. And therefore, the Foundation for Women provides the resources needed for an effective partnership to bloom alongside with the recipient of the impact that takes place. Today, I believe that if your dreams don't scare the crisis around you, they aren't big enough. This is what I see embedded throughout the fabric of the Foundation for Women, for my small time and the little experience I've had knowing Deborah. Liberia is desperate and ready for systemic change and not a Band-Aid approach that are found in so many other organizations in this country. For so many years, Liberia have been an experimental ground for so many organizations. There are few that show up every once in a while and truly make a difference. And this is one of them. A Chinese philosopher, Confucius, once said, if your plan is for 1 year, plant rice. If your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. If your plan is for 100 years, educate and focus on people and transform the mindset. As a big part of laying the foundation for beyond 23 years, I'm a part of an amazing conversation called Seats at the Table that sprung right out of Foundation for Women. And this is beyond the type of impact that you see on the surface. It goes deeper than that. I'll leave you with this final story. About 3 decades ago, my family and I was caught in the killing fields of Liberia, and my single mother, who was ordered to make an impossible decision by the rebel soldiers. She was forced to choose between her life and her 5 children. My mother chose to die so that we can live. In that moment, my fate was dismal. A 14-year-old child was ordered to kill my mother with a AK-47 gun. And this is when my life totally changed. And in exchange for our life, my mother chose to die. I speak to you today full of hope because of the grace of God for organizations like the Foundation for Women and people like Deborah, who have abandoned everything in a perfectly safe environment like the United States in order to follow a call into a place like Liberia. I'll leave you with this. Dr. Monroe, one of my icons, once said, potential is never what you've done. Potential is always what you could do, but you have not done yet. And therefore, for all of you who believe that impact can outlast our lifetime, here's an opportunity to make a big difference tonight. What is the potential of our collective impact? How does that look like? How much can we raise in just 23 minutes tonight to commemorate 23 years of impact here in Liberia? Are we going to continue to lift up the potential of what Foundation for Women can do over the next 50 years, perhaps? I think we should take a moment to think about what is possible if we had 23 minutes to raise money in order for this organization to have a deeper impact in Liberia. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Hugh, I love you. I'm going to hand it to you in a minute, Moses, but I just have to say, it has been the greatest honor of my life and the greatest joy of my life to work with Q and all of you. It is, it's such a God gift. You know, when the Foundation for Women first started and people would say, oh, what an amazing thing you're doing, Deborah, blah, 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 blah. My constant and always response has always been, God had a good idea and I was blessed to hear it. And every single time something happens with this work, Moses and I say the same thing. Well, it's a God thing. And to be able to partner with someone as extraordinary as Q for the last many years has just been such an unbelievable blessing. And it's because we have done this all together, this Seats at the Table for Liberia collective impact model we're creating. It's because of that collection that we've been able to impact the lives of more than 23 million people around the world, which is just a very conservative and an astonishing figure. So just thank you for believing, and thank you for holding hands with us, and thank you for letting Moses be the MC. And I'm sorry I interrupted you, Moses. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Q, for your impact towards our One Human family. Such a powerful stories, and we appreciate everything you have done. At this time, I would like to share with you a brief video that explains why the work of FFW needs to continue and why sustainability is vital. So I want you to please sit and watch this video real quick.
I challenge life. Challenge life. I challenge life.
Women have traditionally been the most marginalized in every society on the planet, and women's rights are not women's rights, they're human rights, and women comprise more than 50% of our population.
The foundation has operated a microcredit program for women who are unable to access bank loans.
The first woman I ever met in a microcredit program was in Nepal about 15 years ago. She was living by the side of the road. She's a landless laborer, she and her husband, and they had 2 children. And if they found work for the day, they ate. If they didn't find work for the day, they didn't eat. She finally got the courage to join a microcredit program, and it took a long time because she was very afraid to take this first loan. She borrowed $4. She had never seen $4 in her life. She bought a comb, a pair of scissors, and a mirror. She put her husband in business as a barber, but she was the businesswoman. And within 1 year, that family was living in a house and her 2 children were in school, all because of $4.
The Foundation for Women has funded more than $1.5 million into microcredit programs locally and globally. It's made microloans possible for more than 1 million women. The interest generated from a microloan makes it self-sustaining, a perpetual gift. When a woman takes a microloan to start a business, it changes her life, her family's life, and the village around her.
We need everybody at the table. We need them now. It has to happen soon. I really believe we're sort of on the brink of, we could go in a positive direction or a negative direction as a world, and we're fumbling. And I think we need more of the generous spirit, the compassion, the thought of community, the community building that women bring.
I hope you enjoyed the video and got the message. So my personal takeaway from this video is that if you help a woman, if you help a man, rather, you have just helped an individual. But if you help a woman, you have helped an entire family, an entire community, and an entire country as large. So at this point, I would like to introduce one of our special friend and donor, Ann Lover. I met Ann on one of her multiple trips to Liberia when I was just 9 years old. She was instrumental in convening 3 annual Liberian Women's Summit to promote the participation and leadership of Liberian women. She has always been a strong force behind FFW. So at this point, I welcome you, Ann.
Thank you, Moses. I certainly remember meeting you, and I still see that boy in the man that I see before me, and it's an amazing transition.
Yeah.
What can I say about Liberia? You know, when I first traveled to Liberia, you know, I found a country that had just been totally devastated by war. And I was blown away and feeling, you know, the struggle. But I met the people, and it reawakened me to a different way of thinking again. The appreciation and the joy of life itself, the appreciation of having life, of getting up in the morning, of having a child with you, of helping your neighbor, I found the people so strong and so compelling that it was such a human connection that after I left, I knew I would return. And I returned with Deborah and helped us in every way that I could with the Foundation for Women. And I do believe that the time is now and that we need more women. I mean, even the economics of it, if you employ and women, you change the whole country's gross domestic product. You're going to change the economy in its total, but you're also going to change everything else around you in a positive way. And to see the partnerings and the networks that have happened and seats at the table, I remember when it was a dream, and to see it coming out and to see how strong these collaborations have been and how steady, and to see the change that it is bringing in a country where you can really see change. You know, it's a small country and you just see the change every day. But if you're ever lucky enough to meet Liberians, look at all of you on the phone. It's such a pleasure. There's such a humanness that perhaps we've forgotten how to dance and sing at times. And you relearn it. And that's simple joys when you're faced with such incredible challenges. And we're all here today because we want to really see impact. We want to be able to know that what we are doing is creating impact for others. We're here because we care. And I don't think you'll find an organization or this group of people that can really make the change we all want to see. And it's Liberians making that change for Liberia and really bringing that country to where they see it and want it to be. And it's been an amazing experience. I hope to be going back. And I look forward to seeing the people that have grown up over my Zoom and telephone calls, and little Deborah, and remember holding her as a teeny baby, and now she's 13 years old. It brings me such joy. But here's where you all come in, because we need every one of you at the table in order to see this through. And I'd like to give some time for Janie.
Hi, I'm Janie Davis. I've been a member of the Foundation for Women since 2002. I am on the board now and have served on the board for many years prior. When Deborah first got our Foundation for Women office in San Diego, I was the first one to rent space there. And so I got to be there every day. I got to watch the women come and go. I got to watch their hearts expand. It was really a wonderful experience. And then along the way, I think one of our first mottos was organization and service. And we moved into a microcredit. And so in 2003 and 2005, I went with Deborah and many CD and many other women to India to visit the microcredit program there, which we were starting. And I have to say that, you know, I was a small town girl from Orange County, California, and I had a little life. And when I got to go meet those women, those humble women that live on less than $1 a day, see their hearts, their families, they were so precious. I was so humbled. And I thought, wow, I am now a global citizen. I'm making a difference for many, many, many women. And so I have to say that I think one of the biggest benefits of Foundation for Women is that it's grassroots. So I know the women. I've met the women. I've met their children. And my dollar goes to the women, not to the CEO. I think it's a fabulous organization. And I think that what we have moved on into in Liberia, it just warms my heart to see where we've gone beyond the microcredit and helping Liberia in so many ways. When we were in India, the second time, Deborah and I and another woman went and we dedicated the school that we built for the children. 10,000 women came, borrowers who are not borrowers yet, came to this school dedication and sat on the ground because they wanted their children to be able to have this wonderful opportunity. And we actually went to a Rotary meeting during that trip, and talking to one of the Rotarians, he said, well, I'm the bridge between the haves and the have-nots. And at that time I thought, oh, well, that's just a brilliant saying. But when I got home and as I got more involved, I thought about it and I thought, no, we're going to end poverty so there are no have-nots. And it still warms my heart, and I will be a Foundation for Women member for my life. Thank you.
Well, we don't have 23 minutes, but we have more than 23 seconds. So what I really want to say is that it is the time now, to think beyond us, to think about the next generations that are going to come and take this work forward. We really need to build an endowment to see this work go forward. We can choose. We can fly and fly alone, or we can join a flock and we can really take flight. And all of us can help spread the wings of everyone in this country. And Liberia for Liberians, can build it into all it needs to be in the years beyond. And it's really time. It's time to join together right now. I'm so committed to this work that I'm granting $50,000 towards this effort for this endowment. And I welcome anyone to join with me at any level that they can, that we can see this work go forward. It can't be one person's work. It needs to be the whole country's work. How can we join together and see that this happens? And I'm just really excited about that. Donating is easy. You can do it in any way. You can call the foundation. I'm sure they'll put up the numbers. You can visit the website. You can call Corey at the office. You can talk to Deborah. I mean, I just think it's really time. And now is it, and we need you now to take flight with us. And before we wrap things up, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has shared their stories, and everyone who hasn't been able to share the fabulous stories they all have. That together we enmesh in this incredible path forward. And I'd love to ask you to stay on for question and answer, and to see what else we can do. But really, the ask is open your hearts, your wallets, your purses, and your skills, and give what you can, and give soon, because it really needs to go forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ann. So we are here today to celebrate our 23 years of all we have accomplished, and to also prepare for the next 23 years to come. So as Ann has said, we ask that you please visit our website and make a donation to help support the great work of Foundation for Women. So at this point, we're going to entertain question and answer. So if you have any comments and any question, we ask that the speakers stay on to answer these questions. Thank you.
So Moses, I just want to acknowledge Moses as an example of what happens because of the generosity of what Janie calls the grassroots level work of this organization. Over the 23 years, thousands of people have been part of this effort. And Moses has gone from being a little boy, 9 years old, not in school, grew up in the bush, swimming in a river, to now being finishing his sophomore year of college at Gannon University, a star in Pennsylvania, specializing in cybersecurity, and committed to getting not only his undergrad, but master's degree in 5 years. So we have so many stories, and Moses is just one amazing example of what we've been able to do together. And I got to stress that again, together. From the very beginning, this has not been a Deborah Lindholm story. This has been a Foundation for Women story, and all of us have been able to do so much together. And I'm just so appreciative and grateful to you all, truly. And Jeannie, I want to acknowledge Jeannie. Jeannie Rodden joined us. Jeannie's been with us from the beginning of time. She was part of that film clip that Moses shared. So many of you have been here from the very, very beginning of this work, long before we ever got ourselves to Liberia, when we thought we were going to be in India for the rest of our life. But, we grew that program in India from 100 women to 1.5 million plus. So they don't need us anymore. So we just kept listening for the next place to go. And boy, the work we've been able to do collectively in Liberia has just been astonishing. And we're all committed to letting it be a model for the whole world. We soon hope to be able to write up this collective impact seats at the table for Liberia model that we're perfecting in the Stanford Social Innovation Review, and let Stanford know and the world know that we made it happen in Liberia. So yeah, thank you just all so much. I'm just deeply appreciative that you're present and sharing this day. And thank you, Ann, for being such an amazing light and a supporter of this work from the very beginning. I'll tell you a quick story while you think of if anyone else. We'd love to hear a comment, even if no questions from any and all of you. Yeah, Louise. Okay, you go first because you have to turn off.
I'm so glad I got 2 minutes. I have to go for work, but I'm thrilled to be part of this. I am really, really happy. First, I would like to give God all the glory for Foundation for Women, and especially for the lady who I have come to love and to call her my sister, Deborah. I like to say happy birthday and thank you for what you're doing for others. Deborah cares so much for others and sometimes forget about herself. Thank you. Thank you. You're never busy to hear people cry. I want to say thank you. It is very exciting to read or to even hear stories that have been going on concerning Foundation for Women, what they are doing in Africa and most especially in Liberia to eliminate poverty on a land of macro credit, education, healthcare, and housing. I want to say thank you and happy birthday. And Deborah, the only thing that I have nothing to give you, but the only thing that I have to say, may God bless the works of your hands. May God bless you and give you good health. I know the VP will have loved to be here, but he's in Banga, and concerning technology and everything in the rural area is challenging. But I want to say thank you. And it's a blessing for me to have come to know you. And I can't promise anything, but God knows my heart concerning Foundation for Women. And when that time comes, it will manifest. I want to say thank you to each one of you. Those who have sacrificed time, financial resources, may God bless you and meet you at the point of your needs. I would have loved to stay on, but I'm still at work at 4 o'clock here and we have a meeting. So I have to take a see of you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Love you all.
I love you, sister. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have people, a few people hands raised. Calvin.
Yeah, I'm here.
May I make a comment, please?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, Calvin, you can go on.
Yes, I'm going to make a comment. Okay, thank you for your opportunity. Thank you so much. I first say that thank God for me to be part of such a wonderful, wonderful conversation. I say happy birthday to the Foundation for Women Global. Thank God. And I say thank you to Deborah for your tremendous work, for your we don't have adjectives for your help in Liberia. We say thank you so much. We really pray for you. We pray for Foundation for Women forever. All right. So mine. I'm sorry that I can't live in. I don't have a good network system. I sometimes drop and come on back. Okay. So we. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Calvin T. Zumi. I'm one of the new monitors from Liberia, special assistant to CEO Deborah, and also the director. The last name right now is Father Calvin. I'm so grateful to the Almighty God for me to stay with this Foundation for Women and get another blessing to do. It's really a wonderful thing. So I'll say thank you and thank you everyone that participated in this conversation on behalf of the Foundation Foundation for Women in Liberia. We take this time to say thank you very much, and we'll be with you. We're waiting to work with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Calvin. So I see another person hand raised. Jenny Rodwin.
Yes, hi there. So I'm sorry I joined late. I was on another meeting, but I'm just I just feel so grateful that I got to see the tail end of this one and be here with all of you. Yeah, I go way back with Deborah. I met her. I was a television reporter and producer, and I heard her story, and I was just so taken with it, just so inspired. And that video just brought me to tears. I'll tell you. Oh my gosh. I mean, I produced that video And just the women's faces and the women themselves were just always so powerful to me. And it was such a pleasure to bring that story to life. I actually ran into Deborah not too long ago at the grocery store in the parking lot. And I recognized her from the back, and I said, I think that's Deborah. And so I stopped her. And I'm so glad I did, because she gave me the update on what's happening. And I'm so glad that the foundation is still operating and going very strong. I was there for a rough patch, and I was just so happy to hear that. So it's wonderful to see all your faces, and I'm just very happy to be here and be able to join in the celebration of the birthday. It's wonderful. So thank you.
Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you. It's wonderful to have you here.
Yeah.
So happy. So happy.
Thanks, Deborah.
I don't know how to raise my hand, so I'm just going to butt in.
Go right ahead, Jeannie.
I'm not a big donor. I can't donate $50,000. I'm so grateful for Anne that she can. But since it's 23rd year, I can donate $2,300.
Yay.
Bravo. Bravo.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you. Wonderful.
And Deborah?
Yes,
your
Gloria.
friend from the East Coast. Hi, Calvin. I also want to donate $2,300 for your 23rd birthday.
God bless you, my sister. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Deborah, Barbara here.
Hi, Barbara.
I'm going to back up all those wonderful ladies. What a great to hear from everybody. And I'm just brings me back to the connection that we all had at the foundation. And I miss that. I miss so much being with all the women and the inspiration and getting, inspired and being elevated by the ladies, and you, especially Deborah, you have elevated my life. And I'm so grateful to have hosted your parties here at my home and meeting the Liberian families. It's been a real great experience for Paul and I. So I'm right there with you, and thank you so much. I love you.
Love you. Thank you. Thank you.
May I say something, please?
Of course.
This is S. Obadiah Butcher. This is my first time being on, and I was late getting on because I had another Zoom with a school in Japan. Now I'm doing accreditation. I volunteer with the WAS Accreditation Commission, and I do work on voluntary basis. My concern is that this organization has been around for 23 years. Are you saying that? And, and this is my first time hearing about it because my sister Lavetta here invited, and has been saying, you need to join this, you need to find out, you need to come to our meeting. And thank you, Lavetta, for inviting me. I've done some voluntary work in Liberia. As a matter of fact, between Buchanan and Riverses, we've just built a new school in Maware. And we also, I also help with my alma mater, Bassa High School, and support that. So I will be keeping in touch, and from time to time make whatever contribution I can, now that I've found out what you guys are about. Okay, and I'll consult with Lavetta to get a little bit more information as to the purpose of the organization and what you guys are doing in Liberia.
Thank you so much. It's welcome to the family. So I want to acknowledge one other person, and then Angela, I know you want to speak, but Katie Gallagher has been with us from the beginning of time, and it's just like every time we gather for anything, to celebrate. Katie is always there, and she and her family foundation have been so generous to us. And I just want to give a special shout out and appreciation to you, Katie. And it was wonderful to see you today. Thank you.
Thank you.
for
I know
being
I just wrote a note because I have to go, but thank you so much, Deborah. It's
Just
been
love you.
such a pleasure. It has. It's been a fabulous how many years that I've been involved. I'm not exactly sure, but
From
it's
the
been
beginning,
wonderful.
23.
Wow.
It's been wonderful. Very,
Thank you.
very wonderful.
I'm
So
so glad to see you today. Thank you.
so nice to see you all. Take care.
I think I have to step up and say a word. I've been with
Okay,
Deborah
Dee.
now for so many years. We've been in Rotary Sisters together, and I am who I am today because of Deborah Lindholm. I was there at the kind of the beginning of the Foundation for Women, and I was among the other 10 women that she took to India to visit our program there, and that's where my heart was given to this wonderful work that she's been doing all around the world. So I think that it's so worthy. You're so worthy, Deborah, of all this celebration because you've touched the lives of so many hearts, not just the women that we've lent money to and helped along the way, but the women that have been members of the Foundation for Women and have elevated because of you. And I promise you, you and I are going to work together to go to our Rotary Club and ask for more funds, not just our club, but we have many other clubs that we will go to. And thank you, darling. Love you.
Thank you, Dee. Mwah. Thank you. Thank you. Love you too dearly and so appreciate the support from the beginning of time. Thank you.
Hey, I said happy birthday to you. It's just amazing, how many lives you've been able to touch. I mean, one of my best story of Deborah, my name is Eric from Liberia, and I've been knowing Deborah almost, 10 years now or so?
Probably,
yeah, 10 years. We met in Liberia through a mutual friend of mine, and I do build schools in Liberia, so 2 of my schools have actually benefited from Foundation for Women, and they're still benefiting. I think we have a clinic at one of the schools in Monrovia. Dr. Benson, good to see you. And then where is David Brown?
Yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
My team.
Foundation for Women have one of the clinics established at one of the schools in Monrovia that's doing well. And then we've taken a couple of loans, school loans to get her off the ground and rolling. So, and Deborah is such an amazing person. I mean, I've been knowing her. Every time we meet, we just laugh, and we laugh a lot. And just like Q said a little while ago, I mean, Deborah cannot do this all by herself. None of us can do it by ourselves. I think collective impact for social change is the way to go. And hey, thank you, Deborah, for the opportunity to be on board. We will be in touch and looking forward for another 23 years ahead.
Amen. Thank you, my brother. Love you, Eric.
So this from the chat room from Corderio. Thank you, Foundation for Women. Amazing work and happy 23rd birthday. From Dr. Benson, Angela Benson. She said, happy birthday to Foundation for Women. I'm excited to be part of this celebration, and I pray for more achievements in the next 23 years. Yes, we need to continue this work, and it will outlive all of us. I am pledging 2,300 to the endowment fund. Congrats. Thank you, Dr. Benson. So we have our website on the chat room. So if you want to make your donation, you can visit our website and go ahead and support this wonderful work of Foundation for Women.
Can I say something, Moses?
Sure.
Hello, everyone. I'm so grateful to be part of this Zoom meeting. And my name is David Brown, a Liberian. And I'm so glad that we have an organization in Liberia called Foundation for Women. Foundation for Women have changed most of our lives. We that are in Liberia. I want to say big happy birthday to this organization and all those that formed this organization. I'm so happy for you people bringing such a organization in Liberia. I'm grateful to Deborah. She and I met since 2008 and up till now. One thing I always tell her is that I have not given up on. Reason being is that I saw that through Deborah and with this organization, with the power of God, that my life would change, because we were living a devastated life within Liberia. And through Deborah, I was able to meet my fabulous and lovely sister called Jennifer. I'm so happy with this family. And Jennifer and I have been knowing one another for a year now. And through Deborah, I got to know Jennifer, that brought a change of life for me and my family. You see, through Foundation for Women, and with this lot of support from Jennifer and Deborah that they gave me and my family, today we have a change of life. We that were renting in Zingra, I was living in a Zingra, and today my life has changed. And I'm living into a house presently. I'm into my house where I have electricity. And it's through the support of Deborah and Jennifer today, I'm living at this level that I can call myself a Hema. Definitely. So that shows that our Hema family, we have people who care for our Hema family, especially we that are in Africa. You know, we are treated differently. But for what I understand, there are people in the world who understand that it can change other people's life and give them a better life. So I'm grateful to everyone who is part of this meeting today and listening to this wonderful story. I must say a big thank you to Deborah for all the support, and to my lovely sister, Jennifer, and to all of you who are contributing to Foundation for Women that is keeping us going within Africa. With all the support you are giving, it's helping Liberian a lot. So I must say a big thank you to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
David.
you, Mose.
Thank you, David.
Can I say something?
Please.
It's a blessing to be on the meeting for the first time and seeing the amazing work the Foundation of Women are doing. You know, Deborah and the entire team, I said congrats. It's a blessing. You guys are moving mountains. And I didn't know about this company until now. So seeing all the amazing work you guys are doing, it blew my mind, and my heart is like bleeding. And I said, thank you guys. You're doing an excellent job. And congratulations. And we've been working with Lasker Foundation in Liberia, organization, orphanage home, and things like that. But this is amazing, and we would love to partner. Would love to, work with the team. This is great, and thank you to all. Deborah, congrats, and the entire team. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being with us. So I think we've about used up our time, but I wanted to make one more special acknowledgement. I'd like, for those of you who have not met, I'd like you to meet my husband, Samuel Mason. Samuel, can you please say hello to all of us?
Hi, everyone. And I'd love to thank all of you for showing up today to support my wife and her organization. She's doing a marvelous job in Africa, changing lives of all of our brothers and sisters. And I'm part of Liberia, and she has a lot of lives in Liberia. So we welcome your support, and we look forward to having more support from your friends and neighbors. So thank you once again, my honey, for your good job you're doing in Africa, especially in my country, Liberia. And you can say that my support is all near you, my 100% support. Also, see our son, Moses. Thanks for your support today And that's the spring break for your profession that you are acquiring now. We look forward for you to achieve whatever you have achieved. Come back to Liberia with the master's degree and the stable community there.
Thank you.
Okay, so once again, we want to thank everybody for coming and continue the support, and we'll be in touch. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Samuel. So there's one last person that's on this call who's not able to connect, I think, by video. But Corey, could you unmute so we can just all give the biggest round of applause to Corey, who holds the Foundation for Women together. Here's to Corey.
Yes, Corey.
Hey, to Corey.
Thank you.
Hey, Corey.
Hey, Corey.
Love you, Corey.
Carmen,
Good to
you
see you.
still around? Okay, there you go. Corey.
Yeah.
Thank you, Corey.
So for whatever reason, I guess she's not able to do her video or her audio, but we just love you. As we say in Liberia, we love you more than tongue can tell. So more than tongue can tell. Okay. Calvin, thank you for joining. David, thanks for joining. Angela, thanks for joining. Everyone in Liberia, thanks for joining. Everyone here, thanks for joining. It was wonderful. And Lisa, we look forward to bringing you back to Liberia soon. I hope to see you there soon. Suma, anxious to come back to see you. Eric, anxious to talk to you soon about what happens next. Love and appreciate all of you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah.
Great to see you all.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Jennifer, so wonderful.
It's good to see you, my friend.
I miss your comment.
Thank you, Calvin. Thank you for joining.
I miss your comment. I really wanted to go ahead and do our story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Jennifer.
We'll talk.
Congratulations on the baby.
Yeah, congratulations, Calvin.
So great to be part of this family.
Jennifer, hi.
So thank you, Moses. You did a great job. You were
Great job,
awesome.
Moses.
And I like
Thank
your
you.
glasses. I've never seen your glasses. You look very
Yeah.
dignified. You look like a student.
It's like glasses.
I usually see you on Instagram, and you don't look
Yeah.
that way on Instagram.
Moses is growing now.
He has these huge
So he's a
muscles.
man now.
And he's at the gym.
Moses is a man now.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's great to see you all.
Thank you,
Jennifer,
Corey.
hi.
Talk to you soon.
Nice to see you.